Hello everybody, this is Shirley Wiseman. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to dry apples. By the way, I've got Aunt Sissy apron on. I'm also known as Aunt Sissy. And drying, I've got a dehydrator. This is a great way to preserve apples, fruit, meat, vegetables. So it's one of the forms, as well as freezing and canning. This gives you another option. Takes up very little room once you get it dehydrated. So to start with, I have a dehydrator. I'm just going to show you a little bit about it. I think this is American Harvest. I've had it for 30 years. It has different settings on it. Usually they come with 3 trays. I've got an extra 3 trays, so I have 6 trays, so you can get more dried at one time. There's settings here on the front, so if you get one, it'll show your settings. Mine you just plug in and it comes on. 135 is the temperature, 135 degrees Fahrenheit is the temperature for drying fruit. Okay, so I just want to show you here. So first of all, we start with apples. So, and these are just left over from the produce stand, just a variety, different colors, different shapes, sizes. Some have bad spots, we just cut them out. And then we cut them into slices. So here's some showing the different, okay. I do about that kind of thickness, so like you're going to make an apple pie, okay, to that about thickness there. And I cut up enough to go on my trays. If I have more, then I'll put lemon juice over them and put them in the refrigerator so that when these come off, then I have others to put on. But you don't want to do too much at one time. You don't want them to get brown. That's what will happen with the oxygen. It takes about 10 hours to dry them, so just so you know that. Usually, if I have a lot I need to get done, I try to get it in the morning by about 10 o'clock so that I can get it off at like 8 o'clock before I go to bed, and then get it, so you can get it done 2 batches in a day. So my trays, I'm just going to show you here because I finished. Let's see, so here's what they look like, and taken off of the tray. I don't want to tip that over. I store them in little bags. Okay. This is actually 2 of these are quart-sized freezer bags, and I have 6 trays here, so it takes 2 bags. I fill up 2 of these quart-sized bags when they're dried, and it takes actually about this full of apples cut to fill up 6 trays. 1 batch. Okay, so this is what they look like after they've dried. Okay. All right, see, and this will compare is, I've already filled these 5 trays up ready to dry, so you can see comparison. So they're full, and what the dehydrator does, it just takes the moisture out of it so that they can be preserved. Okay, so I've got 5 filled up, so I just wanted to show you how to do it, so we'll take one off. The other thing I do with my tray is I put a little bit of oil on it. I use coconut oil, which I melted in the microwave just a little bit, and I just have a brush here that I use for cooking, and just brush the trays very, very lightly, so they won't stick, so it won't be hard peeling them off. Okay, so these come off fairly easily. Okay, so I'm just going to take those off, put them aside, and they will last. Oh, I've got some in my cupboard that I've had there for years, so they'll last a good long time. They can be great for cooking for later on. Okay, so here I have an empty tray. I'm just going to take my little brush here with some coconut oil. You can use vegetable oil. I just like to use coconut oil. Don't put too much on because it will melt and then go down into your dehydrator, but just on the bottom. It won't hurt anything. Okay, so just brush it a little bit. Okay, then I'll start at the bottom and fill them up with apples. So now I'm just going to fill up my last tray here so you can see. So I just lay them on in a circular pattern here. And then all we're going to do is plug it in, and it does all the work. Now, you can dry if you don't have a dehydrator. I don't even know how much they cost, but they're probably not very expensive. But you can also dry in the oven. I don't like to because it doesn't give you Well, one thing, your oven stays on for a long time, so it'll make your house heat up. But I just don't like to leave it unattended. You know, if you're going to be here all day and you want to do it in your oven, you can. However, if you'll notice on these trays, see that allows for, so the air goes up here and down and circulates. So you get air around the bottom and the top, and that's what dries out your fruit. You can also make jerky out of meat, dried vegetables that you can put later into soups, stews, and fruit. You can also do a fruit leather or a fruit roll up, which actually which I showed you, this thing here is actually that goes on this so that it won't run out, because a fruit leather or a fruit roll up, they used to have them when my kids were young. I guess they still have them in the store, but it's just fruit puree that you pour on there, and then you'll dry it, and then you kind of roll it up, cut it into slices, and roll it. And it makes a good dessert. So this is a good, healthy snack, way to preserve food. Okay, so now I've got them all on the tray. All right. So now I've got 6 trays. I have a few apples left over, and I'm going to put lemon juice on them and put them in the refrigerator so that when these are done, then I can take these off and put some more on. Okay, so I'm just going to plug it in. Well, the other way. Okay, you can hear it's on. So the air is circulating all around it for 10 hours. It'll take about 10 hours. You want it to be the texture, so it's a little crisp. I'll try it. Not too hard, but enough moisture out so that it won't go rotten. And that tastes good. A little bit tart. I use a variety of apples, so some will be sweeter than others. But it makes a great snack. Great, especially for the winter. It doesn't take up much room. Easy to store. And it tastes good. And healthy. And good fiber. Alright, so that is how you dry fruit and make dried apples, dehydrated apples. Thank you for joining me, and we'll catch you next time.